Hey guys! In today's video, we're going to be adding to my top 10 series. I just did a video talking about my top 10 favorite foundations, and in today's video, I'm talking about my top 10 brushes. I have been so excited to share this video with you guys because I really wish that I had had a video like this to turn to when I was first starting makeup. If you have the right makeup brush to apply your foundation or like cream products or even powder products, it makes such a big difference. I really hope that you find this helpful. That was my goal in making this video, is to make it helpful for my subscribers. So I really hope that you enjoy this video. Give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe, and let's get started. The Morphe M439, I use this to apply my foundation and my cream bronzer. I actually have two brushes because one is specifically for cream bronzer and one is for foundation. I don't own two brushes of any other makeup brush in my collection. Only this one. I find that there are so many brushes out there that are made for foundations, but they're too dense and they apply it way too thick. With these brushes, I find that you can really diffuse the foundation and it blends into my skin so well. It makes applying foundation so easy. The size of this brush is perfect for applying cream bronzer because it's not too big, but it's also the perfect size for applying foundation because it's not so big that you don't get every detail, but it's big enough to make it really quick and easy to apply a foundation. Depending on the foundation that I'm using, I will either dip the foundation onto the back of my hand and apply it that way, or I will just directly squirt it onto my face and blend it in using this brush. So this is so easy to work with, and it literally works with every single foundation that I have. I really have no problem. I know sponges are a huge thing right now, but honestly, I've been falling back onto this brush so much rather than using my sponges just because I'm going for more full coverage looks these days. The Kat Von D setting brush has been in my brush collection for years. This is my favorite brush to apply my translucent powders or to set my foundations. This brush is so precise because of the tapered shape of this, and it doesn't apply too much product. I have struggled with other brushes in the past just piling on too much powder. I like to get a very, very even application of powder. I don't want to have like a huge splotch of powder just on one part of my cheek and it would just look uneven and not very flattering. It has worked flawlessly with every single one of the powders that I own. I'm talking about pressed powders, loose powders, translucent powders, glowy powders. This brush works so well with all of them, and I love the look that I get with this brush. It just presses the powder so evenly into my skin and it feels so soft. It does not irritate my skin. There are brushes that do irritate my skin because the bristles on the brush or the synthetic hairs on the brush are rough. I don't think I could ever find a brush that I would turn to more than I do with this one as far as setting my foundation. The IT Cosmetics number 225 complexion powder brush is so good for applying bronzer. This is actually very similar to my Kat Von D. The shape is very similar. It also has that tapered shape. I know this is probably meant to be like a powder setting brush, which you totally could use this instead of the Kat Von D. I feel like these two are very similar. The tapered shape of this brush, once again, just fits onto my cheekbones so well, and it gets that even application of bronzer. I found this to work very well with pressed powder bronzers and also loose powder bronzers. I like that this doesn't apply too much product because with bronzers, I don't like to go overboard. Recently I've been into the really heavy blush look, but I like to go a little bit more soft on the bronzer and just really get a really pretty defined cheekbone. Definitely another brush to look into if you are looking for a good bronzing brush. And it's also big enough that I can get on my neck. It fits my cheekbones. I can really softly define my forehead and just get a really pretty defined look. The Real Techniques contour brush, I use this specifically for setting my under eyes. The shape of this brush makes it so easy to apply a brightening powder underneath the eyes, and I will apply it up on my forehead and on my chin. I like how there's the perfect amount of density in this brush that you can get a pretty heavy application because I'm not shy when it comes to under eye brightening powders. I do like to have quite a bit underneath there to really give that brightening effect. Since the shape of this brush is literally perfect to fit underneath my eyes, I find it so easy to set my under eye concealer with this brush. And yet again, we have another Real Techniques brush. I really like Real Techniques brushes. They are affordable and they are so good. This brush is specifically called the setting brush, and I actually use this to apply my highlight. This brush just grabs onto product so well, and I can really build it up depending on the highlight. Like if I'm using my Anastasia Amrezy highlight, I have to be careful because this will grab onto so much product. But if I'm using my Hourglass ambient lighting powder, I can get a beautiful natural highlighted look. I did use this to apply my highlight today, and it's very soft, very natural. The blush is not, because I am really liking heavy blush, but anyway. This is the Morphe M406. It's like a stippling brush. I use this to apply my blush. It applies my powder blush so evenly and so naturally. There are so many brushes that I own that apply my powder way too heavy. Like, I use this Zoeva brush sometimes to apply my blush, and this applies way too much product. But this brush does not. And you can build it up to get a really intense blush look, which recently I have been really into heavy blush looks. Do you like my look today?
Oh, it's beautiful, honey. Oh, you got a microphone.
Ooh, your hands are dirty.
Ooh. Oops.
What was that? I'm doing all of my favorite makeup brushes.
Cool.
In this one.
Sounds good. I'm gonna get something to eat.
Okay. I have seen a Makeup Forever brush that is almost exactly like this, so I'm very interested in that one, but this definitely is a cheaper option. This is an affordable makeup brush. This is another Real Techniques brush. It's called the buffing brush. I use this to apply my cream blush. It's basically a flat, dense brush, and it's not so big that I would use this for foundation. I find it really good at applying my cream products. I love using this for liquid and cream blushes just because the brush is so dense and it grabs onto enough of the cream that it just makes applying it very easy and mess-free. With liquid blushes, I'll add it to the back of my hand and then swirl it into this brush and apply it that way. With cream brushes, I'll just dip right into the product and apply it to my cheeks that way. I've been really into cream blushes and liquid blushes right now because they last so long. The Morphe Jaclyn Hill brush collection is really an essential collection to have if you like getting really pretty eye looks. She has everything that you need for an eye look. She is so awesome. I love Jaclyn Hill. But one of my favorite eye brushes from her set with Morphe is the Morphe Jaclyn JH43. The square shape of this brush makes it really easy to apply powder product to the bottom of my lash line, even to the top of my lash line. It just makes a really pretty diffused smoky eye. The brush is so sturdy and it works to get a really detailed eye look. This is another eye brush from the Jaclyn Hill collection. This eye brush is an essential for any eye look, really. Even if you can find a brush that is similar to this. But this is the JH32. The bristles in this brush are tapered, so it's amazing to blend eyeshadow out on the eyelid and also into the crease. Like today, I really blended out the outer crease. I didn't bring it all the way up to my eyebrows. Sometimes I will. If I want to get a really diffused, smoky eye, I will bring it all the way up to my eyebrows and really diffuse the eyeshadow. This brush works so well with that. This brush has so many different uses when I am creating an eye look. There are just so many great uses and potential out of this eye brush, and I just find that this is one that I feel like everybody should have in their eye brush collection. The last brush that I want to share with you is also from the Jaclyn Hill Morphe collaboration. It's the JH42. And this brush is perfect for applying inner corner highlight. This little guy grabs onto so much product, and I like that when I'm applying an inner corner highlight. I like to pack on that highlight. I want an intense, beautiful brightened eye, and I can really achieve that with this little eye brush. I also love using this to highlight my brow bone. I do have to be careful with my brow bone when I'm using this because I have had times when I've put too much highlight on my brow bones and it almost makes me look oily in that area. So I do have to be careful because this grabs onto so much product. But other than that, this brush is so good and it's so little and really can get into all those little details that you need when you're creating an eye look. So this is just my last and favorite eye brush that I would recommend to any of you who are looking for eye brushes to add to your eye brush collection. That is all that I have for you guys today in this video. I really hope that you guys enjoy this top 10 series. I will continue to add to it. I wanted this to be helpful to you guys if you needed to look into more affordable makeup brushes, but also recommending to you a few of those high-end makeup brushes that are worth every single penny. These are just staples that I think should be in every makeup collection because they just apply products so well. If any of you have any makeup brushes that you would recommend to me that I try out, I would love to try them out. I love trying out makeup brushes because I feel like it makes such a big difference when you have the right tool to apply makeup. So with that said, I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.